If you're a Marvel fan, you're in the right place. In today's video, I am going to be completing a build that I started in my last video, which is tiny homes for different Marvel characters. I say tiny homes lightly because they aren't really tiny homes, but I call them that because they're all on one lot and it's a thing, okay? Anyway, in my last video, I built 2 homes, one for Captain America and one for Guardians of the Galaxy. Those homes turned out super cool, but I'm really excited because in today's video, I'm going to be finishing up the lot by building homes for Thor and Doctor Strange. I think these homes in particular are going to be a lot of fun, kind of challenging, but I'm really looking forward to it. If you haven't seen the first part, I recommend going and watching that one so you can see me start this build and then coming back and watching this one so you can see the finished creation. Before we get into it, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, you should do that. It might be a good idea. That's all I have to say on that. Okay, let's get into today's video. In case you missed the last video, here is what I created in that video. As I mentioned, I built a home for Captain America, as well as a home for Guardians of the Galaxy. This one is insane looking, and I have a feeling that my next 2 are going to also be insane looking. Captain America is gonna feel so out of place here, but I'm gonna find a way to tie it in and make it fun. I think I'm gonna start with Thor because I wanna put Thor back here, and I need to kind of see how it will flow in to Doctor Strange. Let me start by giving you a brief description of Thor. Thor Odinson is the Asgardian god of thunder, the former king of both Asgard and New Asgard, and a founding member of the Avengers. Thor possesses many incredible supernatural powers and superhuman attributes, including superhuman strength, superhuman durability, speed, so on and so forth. He also has the ability to fly using his hammer. So we're going to be building a home for him back here, and I want his home to be themed after Asgard, his home realm. If you're not familiar with Asgard, this is what it looks like. It's very grand, kind of futuristic. One of the main things with Asgard is the Bifrost and the rainbow road, the rainbow bridge basically, that allows them to connect to the other realms. I kind of want to figure out how to make this happen. So let me get started on the shell and figure out how on earth I'm going to do this. Here's where we are so far. Let me kind of explain to you what I did. So I added these lights, and I thought that that might be a nice way to create the big tower thing that's in the background. I also added a couple of these other towers because you'll notice that there's a bunch of towers surrounding the whole place. Added a water feature, and then here is the build itself. I do now need a door. That's an option, so maybe we'll start there. Oh wait, these windows from Discovery University are kind of good because they have blue and red. I think with all of the right details, this can look good. Added these things. There's these things here that are on the outer parts of the bridge, but I need to make this rainbow, and there's really only one way I can think to do it, and that's to take this flooring from Spa Day and make my own. Right. Does it look stupid? Definitely. But it's the only way, you guys. I could just add a portal, and I can kind of build it in and make it look a little more interesting. If I take these, you guys, I'm really just messing around here. Make it completely rounded. Okay, good enough. Okay. That's unique. I need to find something I can put up here. I could do something like this. I don't know. I just need some details on here that are gonna help me pull this together. This is what we have. I added some of these banners from Journey to Batu. And then at the top, I'm gonna go ahead and going to size up a lightning bolt. Have this lightning bolt decal from high school years. And then at night, it glows as well. I'm gonna place a couple of these knights outside. Do I want a balcony if I just did a small one? That's not horrible. We're gonna go for it. I do like the gold. I think I could make that work. Now, obviously, I would like to have some sort of like display for his hammer. I'm gonna have to be creative with that. So I need to find a platform. I'm thinking about doing one of the ones from Vampires. I did find this, which is more like a mallet. That's more like the shape here, sort of. I wonder if I can rotate this. Okay, could that be his hammer? That looks so dumb. But guys, there isn't a better option. I looked. There's nothing else that looks like his hammer. Not that I saw anyway. I could be blind. Maybe I'm missing something. But I really don't know that I am. We're just gonna have to live with it. If I add blue crystals surrounding it, would that be fine? And then what about some of the blue lights? Sure. What do you want from me? Okay, this is as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna place a couple of these. How about we do some like training dummies? I'm going to place a couple of these. Perhaps just a grassy area like this. Perfect. I guess let me just work on some landscaping. Don't mind my appearance. I am currently tanning. I think I'm done with the exterior of Thor's home in Asgard. I think this looks really good. I went ahead and added these round things. These are from Journey to Batu. I felt like that looked way more like the portal. So I did that on both sides. I think that looks better. And then I added Heimdall and then just did some very basic landscaping. I just don't want to go too crazy because I still have to fit Doctor Strange world down here. Here it is, all lit up at night. With that, I'm ready to head inside. I've made a floor plan, kind of. This is going to be our throne room slash living room, maybe if I can fit it, because I do want to have like a feasting hall. That's pretty important for the characters. This is going to be his bedroom, a bathroom, and then upstairs, I'm not sure what I'm putting here yet. Well, I guess let me start by making a throne and I'll figure out the placement of everything after that. I'm going to raise this up quite a bit. I'm going to do gold railing for my throne. How can I create this throne? This is the Asgardian throne. How the heck am I gonna create that? I could start with this because this does have like steps up to it, which is kind of good, I guess. Let me ponder and I'll get back to you on that because this is gonna take me a minute to figure out. You guys, I have been back and forth through the gallery 100 times over and I cannot figure out how to make the throne look like that. Our gold options in this game are just so bad. Like, I hate this shade of gold. I don't know, you guys. Let me just move on. I think here I am gonna do like a gigantic dining room table. I just feel like that's gonna make the most sense. Let me pick out a giant dining room table. Ooh, what about one of these from Royalty and Legacy? Or we could do one of these. I don't know. Let's find some chairs. How about these in like this dark blue or this red color? Might be interesting to do like this deep blue wallpaper in here. I hate the throne. I truly do. I don't think I'm gonna keep it like this. But I fit a fireplace here instead of a window. You can't even see back there. So if I do the stairs like that, then I could put the fireplace back here. Wait, these colors kind of remind me of Thor. Hating this. Maybe it's the flooring that I'm absolutely despising. I don't even know what I'm going for at this point. Let's still work on figuring out a throne. I could do something like this. I do like these curtains because they have blue and red on them. I think I'm liking that. Could I do this on this wall? Or does that look kind of crazy? I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Let's just see. Okay. I kind of like this. It's got the right colors. These will be some Asgardian statues here. I don't know what to put back here because you can't actually access it. So I'm not really sure unless I stick these back here like that. And then we do these ones here. Ooh, you know what we do have? I don't know, this might look incredibly stupid. So Thor's helmet has what looks to be like these wings on it. So I'm thinking to pay tribute to that. What if I add this decal from Businesses and Hobbies behind his chair? That's not horrible. Like, sure, it's a little strange, but it pays tribute to his helmet with wings. Let's do one of these tapestries over here from Vampires. We can do that one and a couple of candlesticks. I'm gonna grab a couple more of these suits of armor for by the front door. I'm gonna do this shield on the wall. Let's do some of these cow plant horns as if they're like drinking cups or something. That looks fine with my little cornucopia. And then perhaps in this corner we can do like a couple of barrels or something. This and a slightly like smaller one like that. This nectar country cask that's gonna sit on top of this barrel. I'm gonna add some of these bottles on the table. This should look like there's a feast going on. After some finishing touches and some clutter, here is the completed throne room slash feasting hall, whatever you want to call it. I think it looks pretty good. I wanted to get a couple different aesthetics in here. Obviously like the throne sort of fancier look, but also like this sort of Viking style feasting element that you see in the Thor movies. So here we have it. Here it is over to this side. With that, let's move into our kitchen. I think I'm gonna do like a couch seating area in his bedroom, hopefully. So don't worry too much about that, but let's get a kitchen set up for him. I could do these red and gold ones I don't hate. There's also the ones with the blue countertops. Let's do these curtains. I'm thinking in the middle here, instead of the counters, what if we do a large stone fireplace? What about one of these? What happens if I raise it up and I still do the countertops below it? Or I do this one, which I actually think I like better. Or the refrigerator. Let's do it on the end here, just like that. We can add a traditional oven as well, just for the sake of functionality in this kitchen. And let's do 2 sinks. We have the space for it. All right, and then for the bar stools, how about those ones from Discover University? If I use this throne, that could be fine. I do still think I want to use these. Okay, I think that throne looks pretty good. I added these lightning bolts up here. I think that looks a little more grand, I guess, is kind of what I was going for. Back to the kitchen, and I'm gonna hang these pots and pans from the mantle here, just like that. Oh, that's perfect. I added these shelves all along that wall. I think that looks interesting, I guess. Gonna place a knight over here in the corner. I think that's gonna do it for my kitchen. Let's move on to the upstairs. Let's pick out a bed for Thor. I kind of like this one, actually. I'm also gonna grab these curtains once again. For our nightstands, I like these. That could work. I could do one of these small dressers from Realm of Magic, like the tall ones. That way I can place a desk here or something. And for the chair, there is this, which I kind of like. Placing this chest at the end of the bed. And how about some seating? I'm thinking the ones from Snowy Escape with the fur. Put this rug over here. I like this one. And then we can do a small accent table. That feels good. I found this lightning artwork in the gallery. I'm wondering if I can find a way to put it in here and make it look good. Okay, I don't despise it. I don't think I like the rug. Am I gonna do this one again? Is that wrong of me to do? I think I like that better than the other rug. I'm gonna place another shield there, grabbing some more of these suits of armor. I'm actually just gonna place one over here in the corner. I feel like that's fine. Let's do that sword, and we can do 2 swords like that. I'm gonna do another one of these, sized down. It's like a nod to the Bifrost, because the Bifrost is explained as like a tree. Might be onto something there, you guys. Placing another one of these little horn items here. We'll do some of this writing clutter. This is from Werewolves. Oh, this can be like one of the... What's the name of that item? The Tesseract. This is gonna be my Tesseract, okay, from the first movie. Here is the completed bedroom. We have our desk over to this side. Here is the bed area. I did add another hammer here. And here it is over to this side. I also completed a bathroom. So we've got our sink, toilet, and a shower for him. Last but not least, I do have this small room up here. I'm thinking about maybe making this some sort of like training room. I'll place maybe one of these crazy machines, the weight rack right here. And then on the wall, we can just add some different weapons. We'll do the bow and arrow, do a shield here. And then on this wall, we can just place a bunch of swords. Let's do a table right here, just like that. And we'll do another training dummy in here as well. Here is the completed training room. I didn't go crazy in here. I really just wanted this to be a very basic space. With that, I am officially done with Thor's area. I think this looks really cool. I did add this ship. There are ships in Asgard, so I wanted to make sure that that was displayed back here, which means I am on to my final home in this Marvel world, which is going to be for Doctor Strange. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Dr. Stephen Strange is a master of the mystic arts and one of Earth's greatest sorcerers. He was originally a brilliant but arrogant neurosurgeon who got in a car accident, which resulted in his hands becoming crippled. He was trained by the Ancient One in the ways of magic and the multiverse. Some of his abilities include genius level intellect, master physician, expert tactician, so on and so forth. So when building his home, I am going to be basing it off of the Sanctum Sanctorium. I swear, my brain is like, no. That's what this looks like. It's this very large building. This is what I'm going to be attempting to create. Let's get started on the show. Am I wearing pajamas right now at 12:30 in the afternoon? Yes. Did I sleep in these? No, I actually put these on after I showered this morning. So I did get dressed. Also, before we jump into this, I do want to mention that you're going to notice in the next few weeks that my background's going to be changing a little bit. I'm kind of going for a more like Y2K nostalgic theme in my office. I just feel like 2000s nostalgia brings me so much joy because that's my childhood and I'm so excited. So I've added a couple new things, but more stuff is coming. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. There are going to be some changes, but here is what we have so far for Doctor Strange. I think it's looking pretty good. I've had to make a few adjustments because for some reason my brain didn't register the actual shape of this building wasn't a rectangle, but I think it's coming together. So my next course of action is to add a door here. And then if I do just like a small platform here, I'm gonna grab some sidewalk here like that. That looks pretty okay, I think. Okay, so I know that technically in the actual movies, this house or this building is just in the heart of New York City, but I want it to be more, I guess, like Doctor Strange's home rather than like just a building in a city. So I'm going to add some details that aren't 100% accurate to the actual home, but that I think would look good in this particular scenario. So like I want to do some fencing. I could do like a city building back here. Yeah. Maybe something like this. All right, here's where we are. So I wanted to finish up a roadway and my cityscape just to get that whole thing done. I do still have some landscaping to do, but let me show you how I did this. So I obviously created some streets and sidewalks in the back here behind the house, did some crosswalks here, added some more vehicles, and then we have these two city buildings here. And then in order to account for the fact that the road kind of ends abruptly, I went ahead and I added this cave. That way it seems like, okay, the cars drive into the cave. Maybe it goes below the terrain, who knows? But then I don't have to account for any roadway back here. I do still need to complete his yard. I'm not sure what I'm putting in it. But first, I think back here, it might be kind of neat to add a portal. And I'm gonna add a few portals, but I wanna add one here in particular because this is obviously my Asgard area. So I want to try to make that make a little more sense. So I gotta think if I wanna do one of these portals or one from Life and Death. I think we'll do one of these. I'll finish up my landscaping back here momentarily, but what should I put in the surrounding area of his house? Kind of like the idea of there being like a back alleyway. Maybe I'll put it like over to this side. So perhaps in this back alleyway, we can do a dumpster, with a dumpster there, some trash bags. Might do another building over here. I don't know what I showed last, but I did add this building here. I felt like he had too much yard and it wasn't giving the city element that I was really looking for. So adding this building, I think, really helped. And that way it's a proper alleyway, you know what I mean? And I surrounded the portal with crystals. I'm thinking of doing some sort of reading, sitting area. How about we start with this rug item from Realm of Magic? Let's do this fountain in the center. Then we can surround it with some seating. Let's maybe do these. We can do some like meditation pillows or something. Just do a couple of these. How about a telescope randomly? Maybe I'll add a couple of these trees from vampires. And here is the completed exterior for Doctor Strange. I just placed some random like statues. I'm making these like some magical artifacts. So I have this one here, this one, there's one back here. I think it's pretty cool. I also added another one over here. And that's gonna do it for my exterior. Nothing too crazy. It is just supposed to be like in the heart of New York, so I don't want to go overboard. But I did decide on a layout. So down here is gonna be obviously like the front entryway. I think I'm gonna do living room, kitchen, dining room. I don't actually know what the layout is of this place entirely. I literally just watched this movie last night, but I was kind of dozing in and out because it was late. It was late, okay. It looks like there might be like a desk and a seating area. I don't know where the kitchen is, but I'm gonna take my own creative liberties. And then upstairs on the second floor, this is gonna be where all of the artifacts and stuff are. As you can see, I've added a bunch of stuff up here. We'll get to that. And then the third floor, which is gonna be accessed by this ladder, and this is gonna lead to like his actual bedroom. And then we'll also do a bathroom somewhere, maybe like here. Let's get started down here. Now, one of the main things that you see when you walk in is like this blue pattern on the ground. It's a circular pattern. I'm wondering if this item would work for this. This is from Royalty and Legacy. If I were to size this up, if I do something like that, I mean, that could work. Do I like this one? I think I'm gonna try to make that one work. It looks like there are some couches that go right here. I believe they are like a red pattern couch. You know what? I think I like this one. This is from Royalty and Legacy. This looks like the right situation. I need some little like pedestal things. Let's do this one. Let's give these a shot. And then on top of it, it looks to be sort of, they look like urns almost. Let's do those ones. That looks pretty good. And then there is a globe item that sits in the middle of the floor. There's actually 3 of them. I don't know. Can I fit 3? Yeah. And then we'll do like a smaller one right here. And then we'll do a super small one here. This looks insane. Here's the other thing. I need curtains. What about something like this? Red might be interesting, right? We'll just do these lamps, I think. This is interesting so far. Or the hanging fixtures, I could just do these. I kind of like that. I'm gonna do like an actual living room over to this side. I think I'm gonna scoot these out a little bit so I can put like a fireplace here, perhaps one of those numbers. And you know, I could just add the matching couch to this, just like that. Little coffee table. Let's do this one from Lovestruck. Could I do a green curtain? I want like a mix of different colors. I don't know if that's gonna look crazy or not, but I kind of like that idea. No, it may be good to even do a basement level with that library that was like off limits to him. Hold on. Yeah, I think I will make a small basement. I'm going to add a small bookshelf over here also. I could do one of these from Strangerville. Also might be good to do like a grandfather clock or something. Okay, like something like this, size down like that. Could be unique. I added that little candle lamp thing. So I want to be clear, my house does not have as many like stories as the actual one. I think the actual one is 4 stories. Mine's only 3. So taking a lot of creative liberties because I'm squeezing more into each floor. I'm gonna add this little ball. Cute. And we can grab maybe like the open book here on the coffee table. I like this thing of books. I'm probably gonna use that more than once. Do some books on the floor here. I think I'm gonna call it for this living room section. I may come back and add things later, but let's work on my kitchen and dining room. Let's do these counters from base game, just like that. And then we should do a refrigerator here on the end for the fridge. Could do Realm of Magic appliances. What about the green? That's kind of fun. I like it. Okay, and then for the dining room table, how about one of these? In fact, I could put it like this. And for the chairs, could do these matching ones to the couch. I could also go with these, which might be a little less patterny. I went ahead and I switched out the painting that was here, or the artwork that was here, for this mirror, and I put the art over to this side. I just think the mirror looks nice. I also feel like a cool thing that I could do in here is to take some of these books and some other ones as well, but have them like kind of floating to really bring in that magical element. I think I'm actually gonna do it over here. Cool, so now we have some floating books. Back to this, I did add this window randomly. I know it looks a little random from the outside, but it's okay. Ooh, this rug's pretty, from Vampires. I don't know if I'm convinced that I like these chairs. It might be too much of the same pattern in here. What do I think about this bright blue color? So I added some additional clutter items and changed a few things. I got rid of the upper cabinets. I just felt like it was weighing the area down. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but I removed those, added some open shelving instead with some potions on it, some different bottles and other random things, these like wheels. I don't know. I think it's kind of cute. Here is the dining room table. And with that, I think I'm officially done with the bottom floor. I think that looks really good. Now it's time to go upstairs and do my like artifact floor. So as you can see, I've got about a bajillion items up here that I have to sort through and figure out what I'm doing with. I need glass cases or tables or something to put some stuff in. This obviously isn't going to look exactly right just because I don't really have the ability to do that, but we do have these display cases. Do I absolutely love the way that they look? No. Gonna have to do what we're gonna have to do. I'm definitely gonna need a few. Gosh, there's so much stuff. Couple of these items. Put this over here. Stick this head in here. Add this random head in here. I do need a spot for the cloak. I might change this to put these like against the wall here. You know, I could do this trophy case. You gotta get creative sometimes in this game. It's the only way. Do I love the look of that? No. Maybe I'll add 2 of these. We don't have a cloak. I know that's like hard to believe that we don't have a cloak, but we don't. So the only thing that we have is gonna be like a bathroom robe. Let's just add it here. Okay, that's gonna be my cloak. And then what can I put over here? Can I stick this in here? Yeah. Ooh, some treasure chests. And we will place a couple of tables here. Just 2 tables like that. Okay, I think I filled up all of the spaces in here. I wish that the back of these were see-through, but you guys, I can only do what I can do. Like this skull item. This is a very special saxophone, you guys. Extremely special. This skull. I made a few changes that I'm way happier with. I found these display cases. These are from Businesses and Hobbies. They're so much nicer. Also changed out the pedestals to these wood ones just so everything's sort of cohesive. The only thing that's not cohesive are these ones, but this is as good as it's gonna get, you guys. For this, I have to have some sort of display case for the cloak. That's gonna do it for this second floor. I like it. It's got all of my relics and ancient artifacts. Last but not least, well, actually, that's not true. We've got 2 more floors. We have the bedroom, and then we have our basement, which we will get to momentarily. Let's pick a bed for Doctor Strange. I think I like this one better. We'll start here. We'll see. We'll see. Let's get a couple of bookshelves in here also. I can do Life and Death, which has matching bookshelves. So there is that. Let me grab a couple of nightstands. We'll do these ones from Discover University. I need a dresser. I want a fireplace in here also. Can I put one right here? Can one like this work with the green? We can add a chair in the corner. I can do the green chair. Little table next to it. Let's do one of these. Let's do a couple of these very basic lamps here. Where should I put a dresser? Probably over here in the corner. Let's do this one from Vampires. I'd like some sort of like emblem thing in the center here. Not sure how I'm going to put that together, but I'll figure it out. I'm gonna put this trunk at the end of his bed also, and we can place some books on it. A couple of these bad boys. Could I do like another funky rounded window maybe? Something like this. Perfect. I placed this little cabinet here. This has, it looks like medicines and stuff in it, which I think is perfect for Doctor Strange. Let's place some books by the bed for him. Do some here on the floor. Maybe this item on his desk. I actually want this item on his desk as well. This is from Royalty and Legacy. Gonna do another open book on the nightstand. Gonna add one of these spell books here. Above the fireplace, I'm thinking of doing another mirror. Maybe the rounded one? I'm not sure actually. Let's place this clock here on the mantle. Let's do some more floating books. Why not? Okay, there's some floating books over there. I like this ladder shelf. It could be good to add it over here. Fantastic. Let me give him a meditation pillow or something, or one of the meditation stools just over here, maybe just like that. Okay, I think I'm also going to place another telescope in here, maybe even here. I'm gonna do one of these books here. Also, how about a ring? Because you know the sling rings, that's how they do the portal. Also, I wanted to show you guys something else that I added randomly. I added this here. Maybe I'll stick it right here. This is gonna be like the portal he's creating. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, so for the ring, here's a chunky ring. Maybe I can do this sized up and we can pretend this is a sling ring. I moved my meditation area over here just to fill in this space a little bit more and added this rug underneath. And then in its place, I added this bonsai tree. I felt like this is a good skill building item for him. It's very meditative. I feel like it's calming, whatever. Let's grab a couple stacks just around. Gonna do another stack over here. Yeah, famous spellcasters throughout history. Put those books up there. We're gonna need a couple of diplomas. Here we go. These are the ones from Discover University. How about the art from Crystal Creations? If I stick one of these up here. Okay, here is the completed bedroom. Just added some finishing touches. Clutter details. I think it looks very nice. Also completed a small bathroom. Last but not least, we just have the basement level, which is going to be the sort of library room. So my basement level is 2 stories. We have this small section up here. That's where you actually walk down onto, and then you go downstairs. So I think this bottom portion is where like my bookshelves are going to be. Maybe back here we'll do something else. But then up here, I think I want to add like a desk or something where you can do like research. I'm gonna do this desk, I think, with the books on it. Gonna do this book stack on the table here. We're gonna do some small bookshelves up here, some like normal ones, I guess you could call them. So I'm gonna grab a couple of these like that. Do one of these circular rug things from Journey to Batu. And then I'm gonna do one of these lights over here in the corner. A potion bottle here. Okay, we'll get back to that. Let's start working down here. I think over here I want to do a portal. I do need some bookshelves here. What do I want to do for bookshelves down here? I know this is not what the bookshelves actually look like. I believe they're actually like a weird, like part of them look like they're in these like metal things, metal shelves. I don't even know how I would begin to do that. I think I'm gonna do a secret room back here. This will be a vault. It's not actually gonna lead to anything, but it's just for imagery, okay? This is where we are currently. I think I finished up this top floor area, just added some art and some extra books and stuff. Down here is where it got a little bit interesting. So I put a platform here and raised it up. This is supposed to be like a secret vault. There's actually nothing there. And I'm not going to add anything because it's gonna create a weird bump out here, and I just really don't want that. So just pretend there's something back there, okay? We're playing pretend, but I do like the way that looks. And then here is my weird bookshelf thing that I created. These are from Life and Death. I don't even know what they are. Honestly, I don't. But I stacked them on top of each other and just added some of these like more crazy looking books. Most of them are from vampires. You have a couple from Realm of Magic. I think that looks pretty cool. Added some clocks to this wall because a big component of Doctor Strange is this sort of time travel type deal. And then here it is to this side. So I did add this secret door because I'm creating a portal. Guys, listen. I know this looks a little wacky, but that's okay. That's okay. It's allowed to look wacky. I'm thinking to make this look less weird, maybe I'll add some bookshelves up here. I don't know, but basically what I did is I took this item because it has a round cutout and I thought that was interesting. And then I found this backdrop. I don't even know where that's from either. I sized it down quite a bit. And then I took this item from my wedding stories just for a little bit of extra something. I don't even know. And so that's that. Now I'm gonna grab these shelves and I think I'm gonna size them up like this to help sort of like disguise what's going on up top here. How about I open up Realm of Magic and I just grab like one of these items? I think I might stick it back here. Grab a couple of these bad boys, add some of these like crystals. I'm gonna size up some potions and call it a day. I feel like that looks good for my little weird portal room, which means, you guys, I think I'm officially done with this whole basement level, which I think looks really cool, which means I'm completely done with Doctor Strange's house, which means I am completely finished with this entire Marvel build, you guys. Wow, this took me way longer than I expected, but let's get into the final tour. Jumping into the final tour, here we are at Thor's house in my version of Asgard. This was a little bit tricky because I wanted to make sure that I was adding in those Asgardian details without doing too much because I needed to make sure there was space for the other things. But here's the interior. I actually struggled a lot with his interior, a lot more than I expected. I think it's because I was trying to combine this sort of like Viking style with a more gold, regal, very like futuristic style, and it was definitely challenging to say the least, but I think it turned out good. I like the color scheme in here. I feel like it makes sense for Thor, but anyway, here's the bathroom. It's a simple bathroom. There's not much to it. And then, of course, the training room. I wasn't really sure what to do with this space up here, so I figured this was a simple way to add something in there. Here is the cityscape that I created behind Doctor Strange's house. I love the way that his exterior turned out. I feel like it looks pretty similar to the actual movie, so happy with that. And the interior was so much fun to do. It's kind of cool when there's like actual reference photos I can go off of and try to recreate the actual home from the photos. I love doing that. I think it's so much fun. Here is the living room. The color scheme in this house was very strange. Very strange. It looked like his color scheme was like a mix of like blues, reds, and some green. So I wanted to make sure that all of that was represented in this house. And I think it worked. In a weird way, it worked. Now, of course, we have our relic artifact room. Lots going on in here. There are a ton of random little trinkets in here, but that's the point. That's what's supposed to be in here. And I really love like the layout of this house, the grand stairway going up into that room. I think it's just so cool. Here is his bedroom, again, with that mix of colors. I think it works in this room. I just feel like it looks very nice, and I like the room. I think it makes sense for him. A simple bathroom. And lastly, we have the basement level. I'm really glad that I added this. It's a very important, an important part of the movie. So having this just makes sense. And then I have this really strange makeshift portal that I made. Don't ask questions, all right? It is what it is. I think the build turned out really good, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. And that is going to do it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one. It took me a little bit longer to complete it than I expected because I went out of town, and it took me a while, but it's done. I hope you liked it. I had so much fun doing Thor and Doctor Strange. Those homes were very different than the other two. All of them were very different from one another, which I love. My background is coming together. Can we see the 2000s theme coming in? I cannot wait to finish it. It's going to be so cute. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate you. I just want to remind you guys that if you have any prayer requests, if you need prayers from me, I'm more than happy to pray for you. So leave those in the comments down below, or you can post on my community page, whatever works for you guys. You don't have to give any details, but I just want you to know that that offer still stands. Yeah, I hope that you are all having a blessed day wherever you are, and I will see you guys in my next one. All right, bye.